General going to block the Rwanda plan? In yet another blow to the government on the migrant crisis, the Attorney General has now suggested she may block flights to Rwanda from taking off. The government, in hope that the Supreme Court will approve the Rwanda plan in November, is gearing up to send flights to Rwanda as soon as possible. Now surely, if the Supreme Court rules the Rwanda plan legal, then we can start deporting illegal migrants out of the country. But no, not necessarily. Even if the Supreme Court rules it lawful, European judges can put in place an Injunction 39 to stop the flights from taking off. Sunak and Braverman are hopeful that they can stop Europe controlling us though. They're planning to use new powers from the illegal migration bill, as well as signing a formal treaty with Rwanda that will supposedly allow them to bypass injunctions from European judges. If the government can successfully bypass Europe's attempts to control our migration policy, then it will signal to voters that our government is finally getting a grip on the migrant crisis. Following Suella Braverman's powerful speech last week, which suggested that Britain might leave the ECHR, the Conservatives are finally starting to look like a party that's tough on migration. And despite some controversy, this speech has been received quite well, with a survey of Brits showing that 54% of adults think that we should leave the ECHR now. This powerful move of ignoring European judges could be the last roll of a dice for the Conservative Party, which at the moment to voters looks like they have no control over anything, migration or anything else for that matter. But will they actually get away with this big power move? The Attorney General says that she doubts the legality of Sunak's plans to ignore European judges. She claims that she doesn't have the power to overrule the ECHR if they try and block the Rwanda plan. Is the Attorney General just trying to block a policy that she doesn't like? She may be biased, or it might be the case that Rishi Sunak's plan actually just isn't legal. But regardless, if the Attorney General manages to block the flights, the message to the public will be the same. This is a government that is in office, but not in power. Despite some success stopping Albanian crossings, this summer has been pretty embarrassing for the government. We've had the absolute farce that is the government's attempts to get the Bibi Stockholm barge up and running. That's failed. They've also given a ton of taxpayer money to the French to try and stop the boats. That's failed. And they've been trying to get RAF bases up and running as migrant camps. That's largely failed as well. The Rwanda plan has been long in waiting, and the Supreme Court hearing in November really is the last roll of the dice for this government. If they can't get flights to Rwanda taking off after the Supreme Court hearing in November, they have absolutely no chance of going to the next general election boasting their record on illegal migration. No chance whatsoever. The Attorney General could completely butcher any chance the Conservatives have of not facing complete annihilation at the next general election. Brits are absolutely fed up of being ruled by Europe. That's why we left the EU. And if the Rwanda plan gets blocked by Europe with the help of the Attorney General, they'll be absolutely furious. The Rwanda plan is expensive, sure, but if there is no way whatsoever for us to remove illegal migrants from the country, why wouldn't they get on a boat and cross the channel? We simply will never get a grip on the small boats crisis if illegal migrants don't face any consequences or any deportation for coming here illegally. Whether it's Rwanda or somewhere else, we have to be able to send them somewhere. Britain simply cannot take any more migrants. Our NHS, for example, is at breaking point. Why should we bring more patients into our system when we can't even provide an adequate level of care for our own British patients? There also aren't enough houses for our current population. We can't house any more people. The government can only pray that the Attorney General does not veto the Rwanda plan. Do you think flights to Rwanda will ever take off? Let me know in the comments.
Have you got what it takes to be a reasoned presenter? Well, send us a short clip of yourself to join@reasoned.uk and we might be seeing you on this very channel very soon indeed.